to experience the magic of Christmas, because this Saturday on the 21st of December, we're going to be hearing about the enchanting sounds of the City Chamber Orchestra of Hong Kong. It will fill the Sha Tin Town Hall auditorium as they perform the beloved scores to the Snowman and the Bear. And I'm really excited to be joined by two talented young vocalists who will bring this timeless story to life. Joining us in the studio this morning is Gabriel Ma and also Olivia Hyde. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We're also finally live on Facebook, so do join us this morning there. Norren Mir on RTHK Radio 3, and we'd love to hear from you. So maybe, Gabriel, we'll start off with you first. Give us a background of the stories, if our listeners aren't so familiar with them.
Well, The Snowman is all about a little boy in England, and during the day he builds a snowman. What does he use for? What does he use? He finds some coal for the snowman's buttons. He then tries out a carrot, then realizes a tangerine was better for a nose, and then he made a snowman. And of course, there's a green hat somewhere along the way. After building the snowman, it's been a long day. He goes to sleep, and in the nighttime, the magic happens. The snowman comes alive, and he looks out the window and is like, "Oh my God, the snowman's coming towards me!" And he goes down, grabs the snowman, takes him around the house. The most memorable part is that the snowman actually gets melted a little in the house, and that was, I think, it was a fireplace.
I think he's trying on Dad's clothes or
that
something.
That too. And then in the end, he gets into the chiller and then recovers himself, collects himself, and then suddenly he realizes he wants to go up north, and he takes the boy and they run out the back door, and up they fly. And that's where the song "Walking in the Air" comes into the whole piece. Then after that, after the song, they arrive at the North Pole and go through a very deep forest, and at the end is a big party. What did he find? What did they find? A whole bunch of snowmen having a big party, Christmas party, and in the middle it was Santa Claus.
That's so magical. Thank you for the wonderful summary. I mean, it's magical enough to have one snowman, but imagine just surrounded by, it's just completely captivating.
Well, there's special guests.
There's
a special guest at the end of our performance. We never know who might just come and visit.
And Gabriel, let's go back to the beginning. You know, you were just 12 years old when you first performed "Walking in the Air" in the Snowman. How did that experience sort of shape your decision to pursue a career in music and singing?
I think it's very instrumental. I sang in the choir since age 3, and then in the Egyptian's choir in Hong Kong, and that was the reason why I was then invited and recommended. Then auditioned for the role of the Snowman. After that, I just realized I loved the limelight, and that's why I wanted to sing. Later on, it turned much more into I want to share music, and that's a path of growth. That's the reason why later on, and even today, what I want to do is share the love and the joy that comes with music and comes with singing.
Absolutely. Gabriel is a wonderful educator also to share his joy and love for music. Olivia, congratulations for being selected for the solo in The Bear. How did it feel when you first learned, I think it was amongst 80 candidates?
Yes, there were many, and it was very nerve-wracking. But me and my mom came really fast, so we came early just to come first, so there's less nerves kicking in, and we were it was really nice. And standing there next to the grand piano and just singing was really nice, and we loved it.
Yeah, what was the preparation process like for you? How have you sort of prepared for the performance?
Oh, me and my mom practice every day. She's a music teacher herself, so she tells me tips on what's wrong and how the pitch is sometimes wrong and the rhythm could be better. And then I have other 2 music teachers, singing teachers, that help me.
Yeah,
they're very good.
That's amazing, because it's sort of time consuming to be preparing for a performance. Are there sort of any techniques or any special routines that you've sort of incorporated for this?
I mean, because I'm 12, there's no a full routine, but I do a 10-minute warm up, and then I just dive into the song, and that's just about it. And I'm just singing, and
Yeah. And what about for you then, Gabriel? What sorts of memorable moments can you share with us from your time of performing the snowman?
Well, I can remember I was ill. I had a flu a week before the performance.
That's like every sort of performer's nightmare, to be sick before the performance.
Well, that and my mother's headache, and then it was Leanne blew a gasket because she was like, "Mrs. Ma, what are we going to do?" That sort of thing. Well, I recovered 3 days before the performance, and I was very tired when I was performing, but well, I came through.
Exactly. And also, I think the energy from the audience is also, you get that sort of energy from the performance.
Very much.
Yeah. And also, what about for you, Olivia? You're also a secondary school student, sort of balancing your academics, your schoolwork, and also your singing career. How have you been doing that?
Well, I if I need help, I always ask my parents for help, and I just try to finish my work, and then I just like do whatever I want to, and then like I sing. So
Yeah.
singing like takes my mind off the academics and things I need to do. It's really nice.
Yeah, and talk us through your own sort of singing journey and your own performance journey. I also read you're a keen dancer as well. How do you sort of balance all the performance, and what do you do?
Well, I first started in year 4, which was like 4 years ago, when I had to like sing for a Chinese competition, and then like I started to enjoy singing, and I have an older brother called Henry, and his music teacher called Miss Gorley Grant. She was the one that inspired me to sing.
Jacqueline.
Oh yeah,
Yes, Jacqueline
yes,
Golick.
I know her too. She was
Yeah.
my choir teacher too.
Oh, wow.
For a
She's
time in
brilliant.
ESF.
She's a wonderful
I love
guest
it.
on the
Yeah.
program too.
I believe she's still in Hong Kong.
Oh yes.
But yeah, and then she was the one that inspired me to sing, and then I've been singing ever since then. And sometimes I go to competitions, such as the Lumi Voce competition called the Voices for the Planet, and it's a very famous competition. It's pretty good, and I always come towards the top 3, but now I'm like volunteering with them, and they're a charity, and they do a really good job.
Yeah. What sorts of volunteering work do you do with them?
Well, I was working at an event, like interacting with people, because I'm very friendly, and that's like what I do really well. And because I don't have much knowledge as the other people do.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
That's a very important role. And I love the fact that you gave Miss Gorley Grant and Jacqueline a wonderful shout out. And that goes to all teachers. You know, I think the best kinds of teachers are the ones that sort of inspire your students outside of the classroom, you know, just paying attention to their talents and how it can really change the trajectory of someone's life and passion also. Back to you, Gabriel. How does this performance sort of compare to your previous performances? You've performed in many different sorts of situations. What's different about this one?
Well, there's one, just harking back what Olivia said, actually the narrator this year, Miss Deborah Jones, is my music teacher in secondary school.
Wow, it goes sort of full
It's a full circle.
You never know when you're going to cross paths with them in a professional setting.
Yes, well, Miss Jones and I had many a performance. I think the last time I did was The Wall by Pink Floyd in school with her. And well, this one is definitely most memorable because it's a full circle where I started off as a child, came back as, well, right now I'm coming back as a bear. And definitely it's different from an opera or an oratorio performance I've encountered, and definitely different from recital setting. But this is definitely you have the full set. You have a movie projection where the audience can see the performance. You have a full live orchestra. You have lovely singers such as Olivia singing in front, and the conductor. So it's very interactive, and I think that'd be very good for the audience to enjoy.
Yeah, I also know that you know this whole performance super well already. What aspects do you find sort of most exciting or maybe challenging?
I think it's for the young soloists such as Olivia. The challenge would be about the waiting time, because we have quite a bit of storytelling to do before the singer gets to sing. So I think the waiting time is definitely a challenge, because you have to keep the focus and not be overwhelmed by it, or starting to say, let's me look over who's doing. Oh, that person in the audience is doing something.
And
there.
get distracted. Yeah,
really
I
much.
suppose so. What about for you then, Olivia? What do you find sort of most exciting or maybe challenging so far?
Well, I would, if I'm performing on stage, which is going to be next Saturday, I believe, or this Saturday, I would love to sing, stand up and sing. I think that would be the most exciting part. As Gabriel said, I think maybe like sitting there and just waiting and concentrating is going to be a bit hard because like you want to listen to the story and you want to be like interactive, but then you can't because you're in that chair.
Absolutely. And I think that sort of goes beyond not just perhaps, performers like yourselves. I think it goes for every performer. And I should imagine, not that I'm a performer, but you have to sort of be in the zone, but you're also sort of enjoying the performance. I mean, can you do both? I don't know. It sounds challenging because you also want to enjoy the show, but you have to sort of stay in your element and not get distracted also. Let's talk about what do you hope the audience will sort of feel as they're in the performance watching? What do you hope is the key message, or maybe not just the key message, but the feelings that they'll get, because it's a special time of the year. It's not just a regular sort of performance. It's sort of Christmas has a special vibe about it, and I feel like performances during Christmas has a sort of warming. I don't know. What do you hope they'll sort of achieve, Gabriel?
I think a family for sure, and I think there's definitely a gratefulness to everything, and even throughout the story, the story comes out where the boy. Well, I'll give a snippet where the boy comes back and wonders if he actually had this real encounter with the snowman, because the snowman just melts at the end. So is everything real? It's a surreal situation where we are pulled into the story, but the most important part is that we are always there for each other. And it's not just the parents, of course, but also the relationship they build with the snowman and the bear. And it takes us throughout life, I think. We find a bit of childhood even in adulthood.
Yeah, absolutely. Well summarized. And what about for you, Olivia?
Continuing on what Gabriel said, I think it's about the Christmas spirit, like the festive spirit. And like, because it's just like right before Christmas, it like really gives up the festive spirit and like really cheers you up for before Christmas.
Yeah.
And that belief in Santa and...
Absolutely, yes, I still do. I think
the magic is there.
The magic is there. We're just coming up towards the news. I wish you both the best of luck for the performance. Thank you so much for being with us this morning, Olivia Hyde and also Gabriel Ma. Best of luck, and I hope our listeners will still grab the chance to grab the tickets, because the City Chamber Orchestra of Hong Kong will fill the Sha Tin Town Hall Auditorium with the Snowman and the Bear this Saturday on the 21st of December. There are still tickets left, I believe, so hopefully you'll get your tickets as well. And also, one thing I love about performances like this is I think people are familiar with the storyline, but it's always so amazing to watch different interpretations of the magic that the performers will bring to the stage. Meanwhile, thank you so much for your time, Olivia and Gabriel. Do you have a Christmas message for our listeners?
Merry
Christmas! Feliz Navidad!
Feliz Navidad! Many thanks once again. And we're just coming up to the 11 o'clock news. And Andrew Dembina, our food and drinks reporter, will be joining us to give us a little bit of taste of Christmas. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.